What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar. Welcome to another episode of Rant, Café. In this one, which has become a seasonal tradition, we will give you our first impressions of the new anime of the winter 2018 season, so that you know kind of what you should watch, what you should check out, what you should avoid, and so on. Joining me today, we have Nuckstock, the usual suspect. We also have Anime Recon, the seasonal anime watching king. Especially if you got isekai and harems, he's your boy. And we also got, for the first time ever joining us today, Math Wiz, a math YouTuber, everybody. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. Equations and shit, quadratics. But no, Math Wiz is actually a quality anime YouTuber. So welcome, man, for the first time on Rant Cafe.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Recon, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Can't wait to get started. I've watched most of them.
Really?
Yeah, not all, because some of them were not to my interest. But I've watched most of them so I can, talk about them.
Yeah, there were a few good anime here and there that Recon had to avoid.
Well, that's why we count on you for the seasonal stuff, man. So that's good to have you. And Nux Staku is here. I talk to him every day, so I don't know. I know everything about him. Nux, say something interesting.
That you don't know? Well, there's not much.
All right, cool. Sounds good. Which anime would you guys want to start with? And I guess let's go to Recon, because he's the guy.
Oh, me.
What anime stands out to you so far? Like one or two of this season that you're really interested in? And let's mostly talk about new ones, because there's season 2 of Overlord, season 2 of Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah, everybody knows about them, to be honest. They're like the top mainstream. So let's go to some of the new anime. So I would say the most anime that is interesting for me so far is Violet Evergarden.
Really?
Yes.
That's surprising.
I really enjoy it.
Oh, crap. I don't...
I knew you were going to say that.
That is so not your type of show. You just said that recently.
No, I swear to God, I really like it.
Hold on, man. Recently, you've been having this really weird trend that you've been saying things that you don't agree with yourself just so we could agree with them.
Harem is not the only thing that I love the most.
Okay, listen,
I
dude.
do like a variety of shows, not just harem itself. I do like other genres.
Yeah, if there's a harem and an isekai, it's even better. But I'll be honest.
Yes, I do know that.
Okay, so, well, I'm glad you said that, because I know that you were expecting me to say that, and I don't particularly love Violet Evergarden.
Of course you don't. You always disagree with me.
Well, frankly, no, this is good, because last few times you guys were on the same page for a lot of things, and it was getting worrisome, so...
That's because he copies me. When you ask me first...
I don't understand. Why don't you like Violet Evergarden?
All right, guys, so the first topic will be Violet Evergarden. We can all weigh in on this one, and everyone in the chat as well. By the way, welcome everyone who's in the chat. All right, Nux. Recon says he enjoys it. He challenges you to say why you don't like it. Let's do this.
Okay, before we do this, I know you like it, Animac.
Mm-hmm.
Do I, though? That's interesting. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, Wiz, do you like it?
I've only seen the first episode, but I thought it was fairly solid.
You need to continue.
Well, I'll be honest, I also only saw the first episode. It didn't pull me to continue.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You guys are not, you're just not continuing it. If you do not continue to watch the progressing episodes, then how do you know if it's bad?
I didn't say it's bad. I said I'm not enjoying it all that much. It didn't
because
pull me to watch
episode 1. You've only watched episode 1 when there's already 4 or 3 episodes, I think.
I don't know. The first episode of the show can give you some pretty clear signs that, hey, this might not be going so well. However, I think Violet Evergarden did not have those signs for me. I was pretty satisfied with the first episode. I just haven't gotten around to watching more yet.
I was
so then
satisfied.
You guys are on the first episode. I've actually seen all of them. So, interesting because a first episode can really draw you in. Like something like Death Note or your big anime, Gurren Lagann, Code Geass. These anime will draw you in with that first episode instantly. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, right? Attack on Titan. But then there are anime that I have to say, I have seen good anime that don't start off that well. I think Nux will speak to Gintama as one of those, correct?
Gintama is the main one of those. Yeah, and JoJo's as well.
Yeah, so I think that we can make a fair argument for both. However, guys, here's my problem with Violet Evergarden.
Thank God! Yes!
I really enjoyed.
God damn it!
Hold on. I really enjoyed the
you
first
guys are
episode,
doing.
and I told Knox and I told people, man, I really like this episode. You know, it sets up an interesting world. It sets up an interesting kind of conflict, all this stuff. How is this like robotic girl going to adjust to normal life after war? However, in the subsequent episodes, I feel like it's been very anticlimactic and, let's face it, boring. I have to agree. And here's why. Basically, they go from war. So the first episode starts like there's war, there's action going on, and then they go to her being this typewriter for people who want to write letters but can't write because I guess, you know, literacy is not spread yet in that world. And so she serves as this auto memory doll to just write for people, and she's learning how to express emotions. Which I understand, but
that is exactly why Animax she joined the typewriter.
But it's a really
because she wants to
opportunity.
develop feelings. She wants
I
to
got
have
that
expressions
from the
and
first
feelings.
Guy, dude, when I watched the first episode and I finished the first episode, I was like, okay, I know what's going to be happening the rest of the show. Honestly, that's what I thought. I thought to myself, there's not going to be any twists. It's all going to be about developing this girl and her character.
But here's the
There's
problem.
probably going to be more.
Here is the problem with that. They could have easily done this similar thing of her, you know, learning what human emotions are in a more interesting way. So, for example, let's say the war didn't end and she was on the front lines, but she was serving as an auto memory doll for the soldiers on the front lines, writing back to their families and also taking part in the conflict. That way we would have action, we would have drama, you know, uncertainty, as well as this emotional thing. However, like I said, we go from a first episode where there's death, there's action, to a very kind of calm. Soul's here. What's up, Soul? But yeah, we go to a very sort of calm, boring atmosphere. And I understand that, you know, there's a lot of things we can talk about, emotions and human relationships, but I just felt it was anticlimactic. Why is she essentially a weapon, a robot trained for war, if we're not going to see her in action? We're just going to see her interacting with normal people. It seems like the show doesn't know what genre it's in.
Well, to me, from when the first episode ended, it was like, okay, so we're coming from some sort of possibly supernatural action, whatever, and we're going to be progressing into slice of life. That's kind of the vibe it gave me. I don't know. I was not enthralled by the first episode. The animation's beautiful. I mean, let's be honest, but no. We're talking Violet Evergarden, Maka.
Violet Evergarden. Oh, yeah, I like Violet Evergarden.
So let me guess, Nux. So you just dropped it. Is that the answer?
I didn't drop it. I plan on continuing it, but I'm not too excited about it. There are things this season I like more.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there are plenty of other shows out there which kind of focus on the more action, the more like the character is sort of like I don't know, supposed to be like whatever, like the weapon or like just created to be a weapon. But I think personally the exploration of like what happens after that, like how will she kind of reintegrate herself in society, that to me at least sounds like an interesting premise.
I'm just waiting to see like her reaction to when she finds out that he's really dead.
Yeah.
I'm
that's
just
just
waiting
one
to find
scene.
out.
You're going to be waiting a whole season for that one scene. And aside from that,
No, I mean maybe some other stuff. You never know. Maybe we'll get some other clues. Maybe something
that's
will
great.
open up.
You'll let me know if anything happens. But after the first episode was released, I tweeted that it gave me a very similar vibe to Magus Bride, in that the first character is setting up the first episode is setting up this character development, you know, seemingly well-written female character. That's great. And then it sort of tizzies away. Doesn't really get far. Don't know. Can't say anything about a whole show if I watch one episode.
The thing is, I get what you're saying, MathWiz. I get, like, Ambu in the chat is saying that he thinks, and MathWiz, you said it as well, or Wiz, that basically it's her integrating into society after being at war is an interesting thing to look at. But it just, the way they've paced it, the pacing is pretty bad. Like, and I don't know, and that's why I feel like it feels anticlimactic. Because here's the other thing. I'm a big fan of sci-fi. I've read sci-fi and watched sci-fi shows many years. So this whole concept of a robot or robot-esque figure learning to get to know emotions and what is the difference between human and robot, that's been done a lot. It's been done since like the 50s, 60s, 70s. Philip K. Dick, Isaac Asimov. We've had shows do it really well, like Real Humans, which is a Swedish show, and a bunch of shows, Western shows as well. What was that film?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell, of course. Also, what was the film that was just recently sequel was made?
Not sure where you're going.
Blade Runner, right? So this has been done to death. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done originally again in an interesting way, but from what I've seen so far with Violet Evergarden, it's not really adding anything new to the conversation, and yet the pacing is slow, so it doesn't make you want to stay with it for that exploration that it's trying to give you.
Well, for me, for starters, she's not a robot. Yeah, she's got like robot arms because of the injuries she got in it. But as you can see, when her arm came off, it was very organic, blood coming out and all sorts. So yeah, she is human. But it's just that, yeah, she was raised in a secluded, very controlled kind of environment where she was seen as a tool, used for only one purpose, fighting wars, whatever. And then now as they say, integrating back into society, see how she can understand
I feel like
norms.
This character trope that you're describing right now is not original by any, means of the imagination in any way. I mean, that's the Kudere archetype is essentially something like that.
Well,
but I'm not saying it's
girl,
original.
Right? Gunslinger Girl did the same thing.
I'm not saying it's original.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying it needs to be original, because you can look at any battle shonen and most of your protagonists are not original. A lot of the ones nowadays are clones of Goku. Other than Deku, he's slightly different because
I don't know about any clones of Goku per se, but I do understand what you're talking about. Deku and Naruto and Asta are essentially the same character build, but with something like that, at least there's a world that's being developed, and there's a cast that's being developed, and
there's a cast being developed somewhere. Violet Evergarden as well.
Don't know.
You're learning the stories of other people. If you watch the other episodes, you would see that you're slowly learning about the other people that she comes into contact with, and how that helps her growth.
For me, I get what you're saying, Soul, and I don't hate Violet Evergarden. I'm still going to continue watching it. I haven't dropped it. I'm just saying it hasn't been – the first episode really impressed me, kind of like, oh, whoa, this is going to be good. And then it hasn't really stuck with me as this is continuing to be good. By the way, shout out to Cyanide Blizzard in the chat. I haven't seen him in a while. What's up, man?
Damn, Cyanide, table.
So how about Recon? How about you tell us why you enjoy it so much?
Well, I like the animation, first of all. I like just the story in general. Really, of that she's a robot. She wants to learn what it means. What does "I love you" means? Basically, the whole premise.
She's not a robot.
I know she's not a robot, but like Soul said, basically she's been raised in a very hectic situation during the World War times, and she wants to learn. She wants to develop emotions by going to do some typewriting, all this stuff, by people telling her what to write, and she
going to do some typewriting.
by becoming a doll and doing typewriting. I just like the story overall. It's interesting, but I know for a fact it's been done quite a few times. It's definitely not like completely original, but I think it's going to be a good show for me at least. But I don't know about you guys, but
okay, that's fair enough. Soul, have you seen so far?
Huh? What?
Have you seen what's going on in Violet Evergarden so far? You want to give your?
Yeah. I've seen all 4 episodes so far.
There you go. He's caught up with me.
First episode was good. A nice setup. Second episode, you're seeing like her awkwardness around her peers and stuff like that. Third episode, she starts showing growth when she goes to that school and stuff, and she meets that girl that helps her. You know what I mean? And then now she's actually able to fully compose a letter, which is pretty good. And she was quite surprised at herself. actually that she was able to do that. So yeah, it's good.
Though I did feel bad because her peers, like one of them, I forgot what her name was, but she didn't really show that much respect to Violet.
Because she's scrappy at her job.
Yeah, so okay, so we can I think move on from Violet Evergarden. Like I said, Wiz and Nux need to actually watch more of the episodes. I personally did feel that it kind of slows down too much. It turns into a basic slice of life, which is not necessarily bad, but we'll see where it goes from there. Now let's talk about Darling in the Franxx.
Oh, good.
Well, there we go. Soul's daughter wants to talk about Darling in the Franxx. Awesome. Let's talk about Darling in the Franxx because I really love it so far, but we have some haters like Anbu. And I will say this right now for this show. Not one person will bring up a single legitimate argument against Darling in the Franxx. They're not going to bring it up in the stream, in the chat, because there is no legitimate argument.
Yeah. Wait, no. But I mean, no. How can you say there's not a legitimate argument? Like the last episode was a complete waste of time. All it did was rehash everything we already knew from episode 1. Yeah. Oh, anyone who pilots with her ends up getting injured. The boy is special somehow that he's able to pilot with her. That's about it. That's all they did. With the last
that's much as we know.
Yeah, but dude, think of it this way: you steer mechs with girls' butts. Hello,
that's exactly why I love the show. The fucking fan service is crazy. The fan service is amazing.
Then I mean it's it's an empty show.
As someone mentioned in the chat, it's like the classic Studio Trigger way of doing fan service, but in a creative way. Like we saw it with Gurren Lagann, not Studio Trigger yet, but the same guys. We saw it with Kill a Kill, obviously.
This is the first time I've seen anything like this.
Where in Gurren Lagann we saw fan service in a creative way?
Like you got the view right in front of you.
Fan service of Yoko.
The little mode.
Fan service of Yoko during battles.
That's fan service. That's not creative. That's just your average
is just
anime
girl.
Allow me to
anime
speak.
girl, 14-year-old, with tits the size of tanks.
Allow me to speak. If you ask a question, allow me to answer. It's just fan service is shit like Kakegurui, where you randomly get panty shots out of nowhere that makes no sense. Whereas with something like Gurren Lagann, they're showing fan service, but they're showing it during action scenes where they're actually doing something. So Yoko is shooting an enemy, but they're filming it from an angle where you get to see fan service, but it's not just like
I do not understand
service in your face
coming out of your mouth.
It's part of
you're expressing how that's amazing, but High School of the Dead, how amazing! Do you love High School of the Dead?
Yes.
Yeah. The Matrix bullet shot, definitely.
You like High School DxD?
I don't watch High School DxD, but High School of the Dead I like, and it's the same thing.
Watch DxD Animac.
Otherwise, it's not creative just because it's in the middle of a fight. Mathwiz, talk, please. Help. I need you.
I mean, I was personally a fan of Darling in the Franxx. I've enjoyed the first 3 episodes so far.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I also enjoyed Darling in the Franxx. My point was on the.
But no, but my point is not. My point is not that is that makes it great. I'm just saying it's funny. Trigger. And so does High School of the Dead and stuff. They do fan service in a funny way. Like it's funny. It's not. I'm not saying it's what makes the show. What I really like about the show is how it kind of combines like Gurren Lagann and Evangelion. It's like a more sort of fun way of looking at something like the original Evangelion. However, I will agree with Soul on one thing, and that is. Like, I really liked in the first episode how at first the main guy is a Shinji, but then as soon as the chick comes in, she's like, let's go, he stops being a Shinji. And I'm like, yes, okay, so we can get that Shinji tease as long as this doesn't last for the whole anime like with Shinji or like Rent and Thurston, dear God. And by the way, isn't Anbu the type of dude that likes Eureka 7 and like ReZero, No Game, No Life, which is all like...
Yeah, but I like you because
otaku like baiting stuff, and he was like criticizing Darling in the Franxx for being otaku pandering. Like, come on. But the point is, I did not like how in that 3rd episode he then goes back to being a Shinji kind of, and then the other guy takes over and he lets him, and then the other guy gets owned. But I guess like as long as that doesn't keep happening, if that keeps happening, I'm totally with you. That's bullshit. But as long as after this he's learned his lesson and now we get progression, I will be happy with it. And I definitely like how the concept of you need a man and a woman to pilot the mecha. I think that's really good. You know, the importance of that romantic connection between man and women. Like, is it romantic? We don't know, but probably. And also, and I think especially for Japan, a society with like really problems of not having people reproduce, something like that is interesting. And also, I love how radical feminists would react to the way that the mecha is being piloted. I think that would be a precious thing to see. So, but in that sense, bonus points.
The thing for me, for the first episode, the feeling I had, I'm pretty sure you had it too, Animac. It felt like she was the one that was piloting.
Well, they're both piloting at the same time. That's the thing.
No, but I mean, she was sat in the chair, which is the pilot's chair. Like when she pulls him in and she kisses him,
she gets to steer his butt.
Yeah, that's what I had kind of thought was what the show was going for. Was like all the other mechs are piloted, where it's no one else. Like the dude is the pilot or whatever, but then with her, she is like the one in control. So I thought there was supposed to be like there's plenty of different ways that this show could go, like what it's trying to explore. But I thought that might have been like a metaphor it was going for, was something about, I don't know, dynamics in relationships.
Yeah.
So maybe the only way he can pilot a Franks. So maybe the only way he can pilot as a Frank, he can pilot the Franks, is that somebody needs to steer his ass around. Yeah. That's probably the only way. That's probably the only way he can pilot one.
Yeah,
the girl needs to steer his ass.
That is interesting. Like Wiz said, like I think I want to see how this really relates to the relationship dynamics, and I think that's an interesting concept. Now, like I said, we'll see how it pans out. It might be disappointing, but so far I'm really liking it. And as long as he doesn't keep turning into a Shinji over and over again, I think it could be really good.
I mean,
also, I really like the character of Zero too. I don't know. Some people are saying, "Oh, the first scene we see her in is she's like bathing, so that's fan service for no reason." I thought it was a really interesting scene because think about it. They live in a world that is very conforming, clearly. We don't know much about the world yet, but it's a very conformist world.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the show starts with like this 80-year-old dude groping this, girl's ass.
Yeah.
But I want to know.
She is someone who doesn't conform, right? So that's what I'm wondering. Like, that's what I'm liking about that scene. It's like it represents how she is outside the system. Then in episode 2, I believe she said she wants to leave that place. So yeah, to me, she's a very fascinating character. What is her background? Why is she so different? Why is Nux talking over me when he knows he needs to wait for me to finish? All that type of stuff. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah. So for me, the relationship aspect is the only thing that's driving Darling in the Franxx forward. And if it doesn't keep progressing, it'll be an issue. I have a problem with Studio Trigger altogether. It's basically one of my least favorite studios right now. But whatever.
We're back to Kill la Kill and Kiznaiver.
I'm a bit different.
They have some really good series. Kill la Kill, Kiznaiver. These are two very popular series.
Popular doesn't mean good. Kill la Kill was a lot better than Kiznaiver, though. Kiznaiver was trash, garbage.
No way it wasn't. Hell no, it was not trash.
I personally don't love Studio Trigger, and if this keeps going, it'll be my favorite Trigger show. And I don't know, maybe I get the feeling, there's the collaboration A1 Pictures and Trigger might actually be a really amazing, team effort here, because Trigger's budget sucks. And A1 has cash from all of their ecchi shows.
Well, you have your reasons, Nux.
Yeah, personally for the animation with Darling in the Franxx, I don't think it's anything, amazing, but it's good. It's not like
it's Trigger animation.
The animation is horrible. Like, it's not distracting, but I don't think that it's stunning like Violet Evergarden. But I don't need stunning animation, because for me, story is the most important thing. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Definitely sticking with this one.
What's next?
What other anime you guys want to talk about?
Kokoku. Is there any you guys watch that?
Yeah, I started it. I'm watching it
because you recommended it, and I really like the first episode. It's interesting. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Give me one second.
I like the story overall of Kokoku. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. I'm liking what it's done so far with the whole frozen moment in time. and like how it works, that you can't exactly, like, if you to leave, you can't get back to that same frozen moment. It's that like one like split second. So if you were to leave and just a split second left, and then you went back into that world,
like these jellyfishes that they've been talking about, these jellyfishes that are inside your body. If they leave you, then you're out of the stasis mode.
Yeah.
So those are, and what I also like is that the big monster tree, basically it's almost like it's protecting people. That's how I feel it.
It keeps a balance.
People who hurt
keep a balance,
because the people who are not in stasis, if they hurt people who are in the stasis, the tree comes in and basically just destroys them. It's like protecting the people who are not in stasis. That's what I really like about it.
It's keeping order in that world, isn't it? Because otherwise, anyone could go into that frozen time. They could go around murdering loads of people they want, committing loads of crimes, doing whatever they like, and just running rampant. So those tree-like guardian things are just there to like keep order, keep the balance, innit? You know what I mean? So that world isn't abused.
So what do you think about the ending fan service?
Awesome. No. What's funny is like the art style, especially like during that like outro scene, it reminds me a lot of Kite or Mezzo Forte. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I wouldn't recommend it for minors. But yeah, it reminded me of that.
So funny.
Like, why? Because the story itself seems, quite serious and, legitimate. And then you have an outro like that. Like, I don't see the connection. Like,
well, at least it has possibly the greatest intro of the season.
Yeah, the intro is good. I do like that intro.
Yeah, the intro is very good. Oh, the music.
Which one? Sorry.
From what I've seen of it so far, from what I have seen, and I haven't gotten that far, I'm sure I'm going to like the psychological elements of the series. But I don't know enough about it to actually say it.
Well, I started reading the manga for it as well, and the only difference I can find is that the order of events has slightly changed, especially between episodes 2 and 3, and the granddaughter is more clued up in the manga. So whereas you had the grandfather kind of work out what was going on, and then after we see the situation with the granddaughter, and then after we have that other situation with the guy acting dumb in that world and getting punished for it. The order in the manga is the girl, while on the way to her situation, works out what's going on. Then after we have the guy get punished, and then after we have the scene with the granddad where he then working stuff out. You know what I mean? So yeah,
this is a very your style show though, Wiz.
Yeah, I have actually not seen Kokoku, so I don't have any thoughts.
Do get to it. It's very good. Do get to it.
Yeah, like I've seen the first episode and I enjoyed it. And definitely gonna continue. But like I can't speak to the other ones because I haven't had time to watch them all. But like that, the thing is, a lot of the shows that I've seen, almost all of them this season, and I've seen like 7, 8. I am going to continue so far. Like I haven't dropped any. A bunch of people in the chat wanted to talk about A Place Farther Than the Universe.
Yes, anime of the season.
Yeah.
I've seen
It's not anime of the season. No.
I've seen the first episode for that as well. I know there's like 4 now, right? But again, really like the first episode. Definitely gonna keep watching it. It definitely feels a lot more like female-centered, like it's for girls. However,
I would actually disagree. I think it captures like just the what's the word? Like the unbridled spirit, the desire to just go out and do something with. It captures the vibrancy of youth. I think absolutely perfectly. Just to go out and just journey somewhere. It doesn't matter like what it is, just to go out there and just do something, just make use of your youth. And the characters are really endearing. I mean, I thought that like, I don't know, the character designs I think are pretty cute, but like each character feels like distinct in the first 4 episodes I've seen. Like they each have, you have the one girl who's like, her little like quirk thing is like randomly spout off. Well, not randomly, but like she spouts off these kind of like inspirational quotes every now and then. And then, of course, you have the main girl who she is nervous about failing, so she tends to not try things. But you know, her little arc of kind of getting over that, and I mean, they're just it's just such a cute cast of characters, friends, just to watch them hang out and do stuff. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I dropped it after episode 1.
Why would you loved it? He
Of
loved
course.
it.
Nux
Wiz,
is the type
I-
of person who
Wiz-
enjoys slice of life.
Wiz, I'm with you 100%. For the first episode, I saw that already coming out, the whole idea of, you know, it's like she's young, but she hasn't done anything. She feels like she wants to do something, like going on an adventure without a plan. I thought that was a really interesting concept. I know that's something that, like, you know, speaks to me. But what I meant was, like, it seems more like a shoujo than a shonen, which is probably why Nux doesn't like it, because he loves his shonen and his Narutos. But I personally, like I said, I'm going to continue it. I love the animation. Like you said, it really captures some interesting human emotions and relationships and things like that. And I think it could be a good one. Yeah.
I mean, I've said this in my Hallway Chats podcast, but like it has the white outlines aesthetic, which is like perfect for me because that was like Horo Musko had that, A Wandering Sun, and Ski Gakure from, I think it was spring last year. They both were incredible shows that I enjoyed. They were, of course, more like grounded slice of life-y shows, but
I don't know,
to
my
me, like,
Guru Guru or whatever it's called.
yeah, but I mean, the art style is great. I think they're like that scene in episode 2 where they're just like running through the city, the crowded city, and just the lights. It was just beautiful.
Dropped after episode 1.
Because
Unless
it's
it
not
gets
a,
good.
it's
Why?
not a
Tell me
shonen.
why. Tell us why then.
Why? Why did you drop it? I'm ready to fight you on this.
Well, I don't really intend to fight again. I've been through this already with X Point and Pedro and what's his face, Jeff. We've been through this, and basically, I can't watch a show that I can't relate to in the fact that the characters are just that stupid.
What do you mean by stupid?
I get the vibrant energy, and I get the wanting to go into the world, adventure, no plan, youth, and all that's like amazing, but they're all just retarded in one way or another.
How?
I don't think so, man. They're like in grade 10. Like, you know, that's what
Yeah,
happens
they're only in
when
high
you're
school.
young like that.
And
And like, is
grade 10, you
Naruto a
don't-
genius?
Grade
Is
10,
Naruto-
you don't decide to run away from home with $10 to go to Antarctica.
No, she didn't run away from home.
Yeah, she did.
No, she got permission
No.
from her mom later on.
You realize that Luffy becomes a pirate, right? Like, he runs away from home to become a pirate, right?
Are you going to try to?
Anyways, no,
Hey, you
it's
One
literally
Piece
their
as an
first time.
No, but I'm just saying, like, your criticism is totally different anime, but your criticism here seems weird because a lot of shonen protagonists that you like are very dumb sometimes, very like foolhardy, and do things that seem unrealistic.
Yeah,
or
like
And that's
Naruto.
For the
Naruto's
most part,
dumb
I don't
fuck.
like shonen protagonists. They annoy me for the most part. There are very few shonen protagonists I actually like. To be honest.
Naruto's dumb.
Like Naruto is a perfect example of a shonen protagonist that I really don't like.
And yet you watch the show.
But there's a difference in a shonen atmosphere. A shonen dumb character for me is better than a slice of life dumb character, unless it's a comedy. Because this is clearly a show that I'm supposed to relate to the cast and how they're adventuring into their lives, going to Antarctica like freaking idiots. And I'm supposed to relate to them and feel also adventurous and full of wonder and whatever.
Well, Nux, I'm a obvious genius, and yet I still relate to it.
Look, man, maybe it's a personal problem. I know you're an obvious genius, but look, I was going to say something not nice to Recon, so let's keep going.
Something not nice to me. What were you gonna say?
Bro,
Say it.
Recon didn't do anything wrong this whole stream, okay?
How the
So
fuck did
leave
I?
him alone.
Of course
Leave
I
him
didn't do
alone.
anything wrong.
So Wiz, Recon, Soul, and I are all together on board with a place further than the universe, and Nux is like, I dropped it because not enough Bankai, correct?
Yeah, basically.
Look, if the bimbos
Yeah,
had
no kids.
Bankai, I would be much happier with them adventuring to Antarctica.
Yeah.
Now that kind of sounds cool, but fine, whatever. Okay, moving on. A lot of people in the chat are talking about Citrus. However, I have no intention of watching Citrus. Not my thing. So I can't speak to it. I don't know if anyone else wants to, but
me.
I would love to talk about Citrus.
Me, I'd love to talk about it. Now I know I said that I'm really looking forward to Citrus because it's a very popular manga. However, what I feel about the show it is I'm not saying it's great, it's amazing, it's the best thing ever. It's okay, but the biggest issue in the show is that it's too fucking dramatic. It's way too dramatic.
Well, I hear it's adapted wrong anyway, like the way that they've done it, and like the scenes of like her forcing herself onto the other one, and you know those kind of things are done quite wrong.
I hear you, but let's be honest. Citrus is a really great anime. Recon, come on, you're with me on this.
I'm not saying it's great. I'm saying it's okay.
I would say it's a really great anime. Honestly,
you're just being sarcastic right now. Fuck off.
Yeah, so it's terrible. It's freaking bad. And this is why.
I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening here?
This is why.
I knew he was being sarcastic. I knew he was lying.
This is the main issue, okay? We live in a market where everyone says, what gets things to the top of the market? Okay, so now, here are things that people like to see. Apparently, thanks to, my wonderful studies from last year. If there's incest, that is a huge bonus point. Chances are it's going to fly up the ranks for popular anime. If it's gay, double bonus points, and Yuri on Ice brownie points as well. So therefore, if you...
And incest.
If you combine both gay and incest together, you have created the coincidental perfect being.
Has there ever been an anime with those two? With Yuri
That's why it's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's why people need to watch Pop Team Epic.
Fuck. We'll talk about that after Citrus. We'll talk about that after Citrus.
Okay.
Anyways,
gay, incest, and boob gags, and you got an anime.
I've seen some stuff that I can't talk about publicly that combines these things. They're not your general anime, but your other stuff. But Wiz, my man, have you seen Citrus? Citrus. Citrus,
sounds like a Pokemon.
Do you care about Citrus?
I have not actually seen Citrus, but I've heard things in the channels that I browse around in, and I hear that the protagonist is like the only good thing about the show, and that like if she was in a completely different show, then yeah, she'd be a good character, but like it doesn't sound good. I hear the forced incest that isn't really incest, and
everything I feel is very forced, and it's too dramatic.
The trick with incest is, my friends, allow me to explain. It has to be fake incest. It has to be incesty enough to get the incest high. However, it has to be a little not incest, so it can actually happen throughout this series.
So step siblings.
That kind of sucks though, because oftentimes you see a really interesting character that has potential, and then the show itself screws up. So
there's an alternate name for this anime that they were gonna do it, but they got into like legal issues. They wanted to call it. If I remember correctly, they were gonna call it Ero Manga on Ice, but they changed their mind.
That would have been great. That would have been great. That would have won every award.
No, the funny thing for me anyway, because I know Americans have a different word, but here in England, another word for a lesbian is a lemon. So that show is called Citrus.
Lemon?
Yeah,
and lemon is a citrus fruit.
I had no idea
before, but in North America, a lemon is like a shitty car. So it's
I hear
it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I had no idea those terms
Season
existed.
2 of Citrus, baby, in the writing. Shitty cars having sex.
The adult version of that Cars franchise. That's good. I like it. I like it. Okay, moving on from Citrus.
Pop Team Epic.
Citrus, I feel like would be a cool name for a mecha anime. So just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. But let's talk about Grand Crest War, or
No,
a
Pop
record
Team
of Grand
Epic.
Crest War.
Pop Team Epic.
Again, I watched this fully expecting it to be trash, and yet I don't hate it.
Grandcrest.
I'm gonna probably keep watching it. Watch the first 3 episodes. What do you guys think?
Haven't seen it.
No, I
It's
ain't
like
got
a
around to that one yet.
fantasy, magic fantasy, but
Yes.
not isekai because they're actually in the freaking fantasy world. So
That's
that's a
exciting.
plus.
I don't know. To me, it looked too similar to Chain Chronicles for me to actually pick it up without a recommendation.
I know
No,
there was
it's,
one that
it's
people were
nowhere near
hating
Chain
on.
Chronicles. It's nowhere near that.
I know there was one that people were hating on, but I think it's probably one that Recon's probably watched and maybe liked. That Death March to Paolo Wild.
Oh yeah, that one I haven't seen.
Ah, yeah,
I haven't
Death
seen.
There are some things I need to talk about for
listening.
Death March.
We're listening, man.
Not right now. We're talking about
Yeah.
Grandcrest first.
Grandcrest, yeah.
Yeah. I would say for
Yeah.
me it's decent. It's nothing special for me at all. It's all right.
Yeah, here's why I think it has potential. Because I really like military and strategy in anime, like military strategy, politics, and this one has a lot of it. However, so far it's been very simplistic. It hasn't been like, it doesn't really make you think it's like, oh, how convenient they managed to defeat this army, blah. However, depending on how they play their cards, they might actually turn into an interesting military strategy anime. So
Have
I
you
am gonna
seen,
give it a chance for that reason.
I mean,
Have
the
you
only
seen
thing so
Al
far that I
Drummond of the
understood.
Sky? Animac? Have you seen Al Drummond of the Sky?
No.
Oh,
I've
that
seen
was
it.
that was okay, but
That
it's,
was-
So I
that-
very much suggest it to you. It's
That
a
was very
military
quite sad,
fantasy.
if you
12
read
episodes.
Yeah, like
The
Code
language.
Geass I really like because it's heavy on that. Like
Yeah, but you watched Code Geass, so I'm not going to
Galactic
recommend you
Heroes
Code
and
Geass.
so forth. So like stuff like that, I'm definitely down for.
I mean, the
I'm not
only
saying
thing.
Grand Crest War is gonna be anything close to that, but I'll give it a chance.
I mean, the only thing I understood from Grandcrest Senki is that the main character is, and he has a mage. They formed a contract, and basically, she's trying to help him conquer a land, and basically by defeating those enemies, and he just takes their crest and that makes him level up. That's all I understood so far from the series. So it's
Yeah.
nothing really special for me.
Yeah, but the crest stuff actually seemed kind of interesting to me. Like it has potential in terms of like you're improving your crest, getting more powers. It's like it has somewhere
Yeah,
to
stuff
go.
like that.
And
Well, that's
also,
really all
I
the
haven't
series is
mentioned,
about.
Recon, that the mage is a hot blonde girl that kind of looks like Sabers.
No,
What?
she's nowhere near Saber.
We have way too many sabers this season.
yeah, we've got
She's
pay
nowhere
extra
near
as
Saber.
well, isn't it?
be honest,
We have Grandcrest Senki as a saber, and Violet Evergarden as a saber. What's it called? Fate Extra has a saber.
Yeah, Nero Saber.
I love the new Fate series. The new Fate Slice of Life one is so adorable.
Oh, shut up, man.
Oh, the comedy one.
That's so fucking cute. I love it.
Paid extra, is it?
No,
No,
Fate
No, it's the other one. I forgot. It's the Slice of Life one.
It's this cooking
Yeah.
show. Freaking
Yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shokugeki no Soma version.
How dare you?
Shokugeki no Fate.
Shura in the chat is like hashtag not my Fate Saber.
Oh, gosh.
Nice. Okay, moving on to the next thing.
Death March.
Death March. Okay, go ahead. I haven't seen Death March. I've heard people talking
yeah.
it, but go ahead.
Yes, the full of it.
Okay, so far, from what I've heard from people, that the harem bit is not gonna come yet until later on within the series. And so far, I've not even seen any type of harem coming up at all.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Recon. Are there way more girls than protagonist?
Yes, I know, but like it,
Then
I
it's
just
coming.
don't feel it. Like I don't feel it happening at the moment. Like it's not even there.
It's not even there. There's just 7 girls and 1 dude, and they all just travel together, but there's no harem.
Yeah, I know, but there is no
I
harem
don't-
story. The harem story is not even
Genius
started
writing
yet.
so totally hit it from me. It's insane. How
You
can
just-
you have 7 girls, 1
Listen,
guy, and I don't feel
listen.
any connection? What's happening here?
Listen, well, the first episode, what we got is just the main character himself showing off his power and all the stuff, destroying a lizard army. Second episode, we see him fucking eating, sleeping, buying a mask, and that was the
Yeah,
episode.
because people totally
That
don't
was the
do those
episode.
things.
Eating, sleeping, buying a mask, that's about it. Third
Well, that-
episode, however, we get introduced to the girls a little bit more,
The
slightly,
girls-
and that's where it starts to build up a little bit more. So I would say the series so far, it's very slow paced.
Well, I would say the second episode sounds like Konosuba episode 1. I mean, that's what you see, innit?
Except it's not funny and it doesn't have
Eating,
brilliant
sleeping,
characters.
working. Eating, sleeping, working. You know, it even recycles the animation. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's very slow paced. I'm not saying it's great. It's all right, but definitely one of my least favorite harems. Might be better, might get better, might get worse. I mean, who knows?
I'm not getting a lot of strong reaction to this. Anyone else want to weigh in on this, or just move on?
I just saw
That's basically
transported
it.
in the
That's basically it,
description
Anime.
show,
That's
and
what
I
we
was
have.
nope.
No, you're not interested, Wiz?
Nope.
No,
As
I
soon as
think
I
the
saw
first
transported in the
Anime.
description, I was out.
Do you want to watch a full episode of the main character eating, sleeping, going to
away
the
from
shop,
music,
and just
guys.
shopping around?
Okay,
That's-
Recon.
that's-
I get it, man. I get it. You got your point
Okay.
across. I got you.
Okay.
It's just very
Moving on.
poorly written.
One
That's what I'm saying.
anime that I really want to talk about, recommended to me by Soul. It's
Mhm.
called Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens.
Yes.
And
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
freaking
that's good.
crazy. I
It
don't know
is.
what's happening in this anime,
I
but I really
cross
like it.
dressing.
So,
It's
are
Hitman.
you guys familiar with it?
Yeah, it's the Hitman series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wiz?
Yeah.
Girl orgasms eating ramen.
No.
Yeah, I was kind of taken aback. I was kind of taken aback when he said I liked cross dressing. I was like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
at first
okay,
I thought
so-
like, it's a disguise he's using, so he don't get caught. That's cool. And then after he actually says, yeah, I like cross dressing, and then you see him cross dressing constantly. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
so for those of you who don't know, let me just explain the plot of this anime. And this is the kind of thing that only happens in anime. Like, there's some anime they're like, this can only happen in anime, and this is it. So there's a dude who's an assassin, a Chinese assassin, who likes to cross-dress as a schoolgirl.
Mm.
And he just
He doesn't like to do that.
doesn't
He's doing
sound-
it for a reason.
Trans or anything. Trans. He just says, I'm a guy, but I like to cross-dress as a girl. And then he goes and he's like assassinating people, and then they want to assassinate him, like other hitmen want to assassinate him, and there's a lot of shit going on. And I'm really enjoying this one, man. Like it's unique, it's crazy, and it's like action. It's nuts. I like it. So far, I like it. I've watched all the episodes. I think there's 3 out right now. Really enjoying it.
Yeah, I think,
Might be
yeah,
a
I think
standout.
Didn't see it. I saw ramen in the name. I immediately assumed it would be anime girls orgasming eating ramen.
No.
You're wrong.
You
You
need to
failed
watch
miserably.
Miss Koizumi Loves Ramen
Oh,
Noodles for
my-
that.
I knew you
So
were
the
gonna say
reason
that.
why I thought that about this is because there's another show this season that's also about girls orgasming. and eating ramen.
Well,
Here
there
I
is
thought
something
this
with
was
ramen
the
in the
ramen
name, yeah.
show, but I guess
Oh.
not.
Yeah, I just
Koizumi San loves ramen.
yeah. Mm.
No, I just want to say, the show Gaku and Babysitters that's going on this season?
I love it.
Yeah,
I fucking
yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
so
it's
adorable.
funny. Yeah, I
It's
enjoy
so
it.
adorable.
Funny.
My favorite part about the entire anime is how it's pronounced in Japan.
Mm.
Gaku and Babysitter.
Yeah, they poop them out. They poop them out.
Babysitter.
And they say it throughout the whole damn thing. So it's like amazing. But it's like it's a cute show. Whatever.
Trust me, I'm a parent.
I can't get the fact of how tiny
That's
these
how they
little
come
kids
out.
are. Like they're so tiny and some of them are so chubby.
Well, they're
adorable.
baby-
His little brother is so cute. How he don't cook, and he just nods away in it. He just.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, as far as little
They're attacking my brother.
girls and whatever, Ryoko no Shigoto, that show you
The shogi. Yeah, I like it.
It's
Yeah.
about okay, how old do you think the girl is?
I would say about 12 years old.
She's 9. 9.
Okay, fuck.
We're progressing in life, people.
I don't
But
like.
I would just say he is
I
the
don't like
lolly-
where this is
he
going
is
right
the
now.
lolly king. I'm just gonna say that straight. He's the lolly king.
I'm having visions of that schoolgirl that's 7 years old and has a crush on her teacher.
Not
The
cool,
lolly
guys,
player.
okay? The only issue I have with Citrus is that it's not gay incest rape lollies. Then it would have been even better.
Oh god. Okay.
So you were more on board with that.
Boku no
I don't
Pico.
know the name, the guy who pretends to be a girl and then rapes a chick or something.
Oh yeah, that's
man!
Skirt
If
no
I
Naka.
would have had full-length episodes, it would have been a blockbuster.
Yeah, skirt no naka like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. That was weird
By the
as
way,
hell.
The problem with Skirt no Naka, in my personal opinion, is that there just wasn't enough of it. It should have been at least a
I'm not
24
gonna,
episode series.
I fucking loved Skirt no Naka.
Okay,
Oh my
Recon,
God.
I've noticed a lot that you've
I'm
been
joking.
talking over people in this stream. You gotta chill out, man. You gotta chill out.
My
Usually I'm on
apologies.
Nux's ass for that, but this stream you've been really just jumping in here. So relax, pace yourself. Pace yourself. We love you.
Breathe, bro.
Wiz,
My apologies.
Wiz, anything you want to say or add about any anime that we've talked about or haven't talked about?
Well, I don't know. Another one that I was enjoying this season was Yuru Camp, or Laid Back Camp. It was a pretty comfy show. I like the way they use music in it. I mean, the characters are adorable, of course. And just the idea of like going out and like camping in the winter. It's interesting because that's, I guess, I don't know. I guess it's just like the idea of going out to be in nature at that time of year where there will be less people around. So I mean, I can relate to that, but it's just interesting because camping is not really a wintry thing, but it's interesting to see like the beauty of nature in that time. And of course it's a winter anime, so it works that it's airing now. It's a good show.
'Tis the season.
Recon, have you watched After the Rain?
What?
After the Rain, have you been
What's
watching
the
it?
Japanese
After
name?
the Rain, Japanese, please.
Yeah, Koi wa Amagari no Yuni.
Yes.
Yeah?
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
The hell is that?
I like that.
It's about
that
a
thing.
schoolgirl who's in love
Yeah,
with her manager at work.
Yeah, she has a crush on him, yeah.
Yeah, it's that Wit Studio.
Really bad.
Mhm.
Which studio? I don't even know.
Is it by
Yeah.
Wood Studio? Oh yeah, it is. It is by Wood Studio.
Which studio?
You guys watch Killing Bites?
Yes.
Oh my god, no. That is
Killing
so
Bites.
generic.
I
No,
love it.
no. From when she was in the van in the first episode, I knew exactly what was gonna happen. And then it happened. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, now he's gonna be stuck with her, innit? And then yep, he's stuck with her, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm done.
I knew it as well, but
Yeah, so I've developed an ability. I watch the first 3 minutes of an anime, and then I see if I could predict the ending of the anime. I won.
It already comes to me, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It's too generic for me.
I don't know.
just,
It's for me. I found it interesting because I don't think I've ever seen an ecchi seinen anime.
You've never seen an ecchi seinen anime?
No, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Can you think of ecchi seinen? And I'm not talking about Devilman Crybaby. That's not ecchi. Okay.
No, I wouldn't say that's ecchi. No.
Like
ecchi would be something that's full of fan service. You know what I mean? But
Fan service for the sake of fan service, not to show brutality.
Freezing.
Freezing was no
Oh
seinen.
yeah, that's yeah.
No, it is.
It is
No, it's
seinen.
not.
It
No
is.
way.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It is, but it's adapted quite poorly. But yeah, it is. Yes, Freezing's a seinen.
No way. Well, first of all, I haven't seen all of it because it looked stupid.
Yeah, and it's very ecchi.
It's
but,
the same.
I mean, the anime is overly ecchi compared to the manga. Seriously, Jesus Christ.
we had a
even have
question
them
in the
do-
chat. Are we going to talk about cute girls going to Antarctica? We have already talked about it. So yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
anime of the season, uncontested.
Well,
I don't care
do-
what any of you say.
You do.
Like I said, cute girls doing cute things. If they're going to Antarctica, that's like more than slice of life. So it's like it's slice of life, but it's also something else. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna definitely give that show a chance. Also, we can talk about Devilman Crybaby because it came out in January, and the first few people in the chat requested it. I personally thought it was fucked up.
I thought it was
Very
good.
fucked up because not necessarily because it's so graphic, but because it really makes you think about human nature and what humans would do if they were put into a crazy situation. I personally think it's a little bit too cynical. I don't think people would so quickly become monsters. However, I definitely appreciate the themes. I appreciate the message of who is the demon, how do we know who the demon is, especially in modern society where hedonism is so rampant. It's all about just base pleasures and short-term pleasure at the expense of everyone else. So I definitely like the message, like the philosophical themes made me think. A brutal anime for sure, like not for the faint of heart, as you would say, but definitely made me think a lot. Kind of like the original Evangelion, stuff like that. The characters I didn't necessarily relate to, and I know Nux has that problem with that show, but I appreciate it for the philosophical aspect, for making me think and it like shines a mirror onto us, the viewers, as human beings. It's like, It's
I would say though,
it asks us, you know, is this true? Would this really happen? And why or why not makes you think, right? So I really like that.
yeah, I would say it wasn't as dire though as some may feel it is, because I mean, it's like, okay, the adults were acting ridiculous, innit? Like there was a lot of adults acting ridiculous, but then we see things like a certain father, because obviously I don't want to spoil things, and even though someone he cares about is a demon, he still sees that as his family member. You know what I mean? And then we have the Mickey messages on the social media, and we have that scene where the Devilman's actually protecting other humans that other people are trying to treat like demons, and you know they're kind of torturing. And then in that scene, it's the kids. It's like the future generation that get it, and they run up to him and they start hugging him and stuff. And then that in turn then makes the adults drop their weapons. You know what I mean?
My biggest issue with
realize their
Devilman
own
Crybaby,
mistakes.
while I didn't like how the characterization was done, particularly. I liked the anime very much for the philosophical themes, as you've mentioned, Animac. But my biggest issue that sort of ties all my little problems together is they were way too driven on, you know, driving home that message, that philosophical message. I feel like they really lost the forest for the trees in a way with
What do you mean?
throwing everything to the side and throwing.
What did you feel was missed?
I think that the way it was written throughout had issues. Like, I could point out a dozen issues in every episode that I just didn't like.
Okay, so
I didn't like how no character ever like got anywhere, not without spoiling.
yeah,
They were just stupid.
I think it was also, the thing is, only 10 episodes probably worked against it in that aspect, because some parts felt rushed, and I definitely would have appreciated more character development. Although judging by the ending, like maybe I don't want more character development. You know what I mean? Fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want it. Maybe don't.
Although, like, for example, stupid things like Ryo becoming running that freaking thing, whatever it was, that stupid organization meeting thing. You know.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about. That was really dumb, really stupid that he ended up in that position. But they sort of just put him there for a few seconds so the story can keep moving and get to the next point where the next character can brutally rape their half-sister's ex-dog's girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah, I think you might have ventured on to Hentai Haven after watching this.
No,
You just got lost.
there was plenty rape in Devilman Crybaby, and
No, there wasn't.
yeah, there was.
There was some rape.
No, but there weren't plenty.
Yeah, I
There
wouldn't
was
say
there was one. There was
there was
one.
more like
I mean,
violence.
There was one. I'd say there was one. Yeah, that's definitely like shown to us through, say, memories, a flashback. There's another one that's definitely, it seems consensual, because I mean they'd stayed the night together, but then it gets a brutal ending. Then there was another one that definitely was rape because it was at gunpoint, but that person kind of got dealt with, and the rapee then becomes the rapist, or necrophiliac, should we say? So yeah.
All right, I think we've heard enough about Devilman Crybaby. Jesus Christ.
There is another show that came out at the end of December. It's Nekopara. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
Oh no, the Paradise.
I bet you did.
Yeah, the Cat Café. It's based off of the game, and it came out recently, and I really enjoyed it. It's a single episode. It's I think it's just a little bit less than an hour long. Yeah, it's an OVA. It's a single episode. Yeah, it's a single episode. It's really good. I enjoyed it. I've played the games, the visual novels.
Yeah, I've got the first game. Yeah,
the anime is quite good. I liked it. And of course, you guys probably haven't watched it, but you're probably never gonna watch it.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will. I'm not gonna say never, but I want to say just like to touch on the sequels, the big sequels, Overlord, Seven Deadly Sins Season 2. I'm biased because I like these shows from before, and I know with like Seven Deadly Sins, especially, I've read the manga, so I know what happened. So I'm really enjoying them from that aspect. I don't know for someone who might not be as into it as me, if they're enjoying it, if they think it's too slow paced for now or something. But for me, I'm definitely enjoying it, so I just want to put that out there. And if you guys want to talk about the sequels or any other anime before we go, feel free to.
I've got two to mention. I've got two. Recon Beatless is crap. Don't continue watching it. I finished the manga. I realized what it was when I watched the first episode. I was like, wait, I've seen this before.
Wait, you finished the manga?
And yeah. I knew when I was watching the first episode. I was like, hang on, it seems too familiar. Like I know this. Like, and then I checked through like manga that I've read, and yeah, it's there. I've read that, and yeah, it was crap. But the series I was looking forward to, I know Recon, I think you started watching it as well, is Basilisk. And that has kind of let me down.
You recommended me the first. You recommended me the first show. I really like.
Yeah. The first series is really good.
Yeah, it's very.
But this one is like, apart from like the whole explanation of where the kids come from, not making any sense. Yeah, that don't make no sense, right? But other than that,
we just see the kids appear and they just start to fight. It was like, what the fuck? Where did they come from?
They're the other people's kids that died virgins. Right. Okay. Sure. But the series itself, like compared to the manga, because I read the first 5 chapters of the manga, they were raws though, so I couldn't tell exactly the details. It starts completely different. It feels like filler, so it's kind of let me down. But it's starting now in the latest episode to like get to that fight. So, but it's instead of that big giant like I don't know tiger-like monster, instead it's got that weird like I don't know Buddhist Hindu thing with the arms and the pot or whatever. So yeah, I mean it's it's slightly different.
Yeah, so as far as sequels, one I really wanted to talk about. Well, no one watched Gintama, so let's not even make believe one of you guys actually saw it. Okay, let's be real. But no one watches Saiki Kuso no Sainan, and that is such a crime to miss.
Which what is it called?
I posted in the chat. Saiki Kuso no Sainan.
Saiki Kuso no Sainan.
Yeah,
that
anime with glasses
is one of the greatest comedy anime known to mankind, and unfortunately, no one watches it ever.
I haven't watched the first season.
So watch the first season.
No, thank you.
It's only short, innit? It's only short.
Yeah, it's like a few minutes. Yeah.
It's like no, but the first season's only short as well. It's only like
it's only like 120 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, and each episode's like a couple minutes. Yeah,
it is hilarious. Legitimately amazing. And Mathwiz, if you liked Mahojin Thingo Mahooza Bob, you would love this thing.
Who, what? What was that?
I don't know.
In English?
You know what I'm talking about.
I would look it up if I knew what it was called.
Guru Guru.
Mahojin Guru Guru. You heard it from the man himself. You would really like Psyche.
There is this anime. I was looking forward to it, but it ended up disappointing me. It's Hakyu Hushiningi.
Who? Oh yeah. Oh, the thing that looked like a Mooming is on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it disappointed me first episode, and I just dropped it.
Yeah.
It didn't come up to my expectations. So yeah. At first, when I saw when I first saw the trailer, I was like, 2 guys battling out the super. I was like, oh damn, that's awesome. Well, when I finally watched the first episode, I was like, this isn't what I've expected. So I just dropped it.
Yeah, the Mooming should have been a giveaway.
Yeah, but the most annoying thing about the series is that fucking flying hippo.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing. I was wondering what you're talking about.
That fucking flying hippo is so annoying.
Just Google Moomings, yeah? MOOMIN, yeah? Mooming, yeah? And you'll see. Yeah, you see. It looks exactly the same. Ridiculous.
Yeah, by the way, I'm also very pissed about Netflix not simulcasting 7 Deadly Sins. I think it's a ridiculous thing. They're simulcasting Violet Evergarden, and obviously 7 Deadly Sins has a lot more hype. It had the first season. It has a fan base. So I think it's really stupid that they're not simulcasting it, and it screws the fans over because now the only way to watch it is illegally, and some will do it, some will not. Some don't even know that season 2 is out until they see it on Crunchyroll or Netflix or something. So I think that's very stupid of Netflix. They need to get their shit together. They're investing a lot of money in anime, so get your shit together, people.
If they've done it on Netflix, they'd have to rename it season 3.
They're gonna like season 3 now. Oh, so much bullshit with 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix. God.
Oh, shit.
What else was I gonna say?
Yeah,
We
I personally, I have the philosophy that no one seems to agree with, that if you have a Netflix account, they shouldn't really mind if you stream it illegally. But then
Well, you get
again,
the money anyway. You mean?
yeah, whatever.
Well, I personally, I watch Netflix for other stuff too, not just anime. So I do like Netflix as a service, and I think it's cool that they're investing in anime and expanding into anime. But get your shit together, guys. Like, have one person who actually knows the industry work for you and do it. Or like it's not that hard to figure out. Crunchyroll, Funimation, they can figure it out. So can freaking Netflix, which is a much bigger company. It's not a big deal. Trying to figure out what else I wanted to say. I was gonna say something else regarding this season. Oh yeah. So before we adjourn, let me know. We've talked about some anime directly that we didn't like so far, and that kind of stuff. But are there any that you really want to tell the people here watching to avoid? Like, stay away from this.
Yes.
It's a waste of your time. Don't even bother.
Pop Team Epic, stay away from this shit.
I disagree with you completely.
You know that's not gonna happen, though.
No, stay away from this shit. It is the
I
worst anime of
personally
the season.
am of the belief that everyone should watch at least the first episode of Pop Team Epic.
Yeah, it has Skyrim references. Come on, man.
You need the 10 minutes to understand the minds of Pop Team Epic, and then you never need to touch it again. You just need to watch one episode. to get the vibe.
I like how they completely trolled us at the beginning by showcasing a different anime. I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. For the opening, they showcased a completely different anime. I was like, this is good. This might be good. But then they went ahead and showcased two girls with fucking gigantic with giant fingers just pointing at the screen. And just the craziest adventures that they've been having. I'm like, what is this?
Recon, I guess you just don't understand the deep philosophical messages of Pop Team Epic.
Basically,
now you're sounding like me. Now you sound like me.
Pop Team Epic is basically a roundup of like modern internet culture. That's what it is.
And that's probably why I don't get it.
It is modern internet culture from like a Japan perspective.
You're not alone with. There's something like when no one gets something, everyone has to.
Yeah. There's a lot of things you don't get. Like I don't even get memes over here in the West, let alone memes over there in Japan. There's just there's no way
I didn't even get past 5 minutes. I'm just gonna say this.
Certain parts I'll laugh, but I'll laugh because I understand it from my perspective. Maybe not what it's intended for, but just from my perspective. So, you know, like the whole beef and chicken thing, I'll laugh at that because that's usually the offer you get when I fly to Thailand.
It's not for everyone
that's what we get on the plane, like beef or chicken. I mean, the man wants to crack up over. Like, who wants that? Beef.
Yeah, what I think is funny is that Nux's defense of Pop Team Epic is basically my defense of Kill la Kill to him.
Okay. Yeah.
Except I think
messages, bro.
Pop Team Epic is horrible, and you actually like Kill la Kill, which I get kind of. But Pop Team Epic, you don't understand the true genius of Pop Team Epic. I'm doing an honest descriptions of all the top memes of January, and Pop Team Epic is on it. And
it has to be.
Your mind will be widened.
I just don't understand.
Exactly. You sound exactly like me defending Kill la Kill. You don't get it. You don't get the philosophical messages. Nux, you pleb. I will broaden your horizons.
I'm being sarcastic and you're serious.
It's like that was it Neo Yokio or something, you know. People are gonna love it or hate it, and that's it.
Yeah,
probably a lot of people are gonna hate it because like Neo Yokio, for me, I couldn't get with it culturally. Culturally, it means nothing to me because that ain't my culture. And same like how Pop Team Epic is. It might blow up in Japan, people might love it. But for those of us in the West that can't relate culturally with it, we're just gonna be like, what the fuck is this? What is this? I don't get it. You know what I mean? And that's how Neo Yokio was for me and quite a few people, you know. So yeah.
Wiz, did you love Neo Yokio?
I didn't even watch Neo Yokio. I had no interest in it.
Why don't you like memes, bro?
I'm just not meme culture. That's just I don't fit in. Every time I hear about a meme, it's right before it dies.
You'll just need to watch my honest descriptions. You'll be all caught up and more.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that video, especially since you've been talking about it for 2 months.
So
and I'm like, where is it, Nux?
2 months on January.
I'm waiting for that video, and then bam, another Naruto. Not a Naruto drops.
Oh, Recon, did you watch the or have you started watching Kuraki Jozu no Takaki-san?
Ah, Takagi-san.
Oh yeah, that's the one where the girl teases the guy.
Yeah. She likes the guy. Guy likes
Yeah,
her.
it's
She'll just like
yeah,
play on
it's pretty cute. It's funny as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. There's actually a manga for it as well, and there's another
Oh.
manga that's set after when they've actually had a kid.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, hopefully you'll start learning to read manga again. Like, you know how you read the World's End Harem, you know? Just, you know.
I want that to
I'm
be an anime.
I'm gonna get you reading, don't worry. By the end of the year, you're gonna be reading manga, don't worry. I'm just
Please!
teaching you with these
Please,
stories, I'm just
save me!
doing that.
Turn me into a manga guy rather than being an anime guy.
Yeah. That way you'll have more content for your channel as well. There you go. It'll be awesome. We can even support each other, you know. I can appear on your channel, you can appear on mine. It's all good.
And then no one will have to tell you to read the manga whenever you make a video about the anime adaptation.
You can then bring up actual canon arguments, you know, rather than saying stuff that only happened in the anime filler or stuff that's so far behind and we've passed that, you know, your argument actually has no relevance, you know. So yeah,
I do.
it's okay. It's good.
Naruto Ostrich is the best character in Naruto. And unfortunately, no one here has seen Naruto, so that's that.
Yeah, filler.
Anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I think that's basically the season.
Who the fuck is
No
Miyazaki?
other
by
anime
the way?
good, in your guys' opinion?
Huh?
Personally, none of the ones I've seen have been bad. So
No, yeah. The only one I'd say probably stay away from, which I was looking forward to, is the new Fist of North Star Genesis is coming out. I seen the preview for it, and it's all CGI, and I'm like, no, fuck no, don't do it, no, just don't do it.
Well, I haven't seen anything that bad this season, but I haven't seen anything that good this season either.
Oh, here's a good one. I don't know. Have you guys? The first episode came out. Have you guys seen Nanatsu no Bitoko?
No.
I don't know what that is.
I guess you saw it.
It's the.
I guess you saw
It's
it.
like this. It's
You remember
it's
the
a
Ecchi
spin-off.
7 Deadly Sins last year that
Yeah.
came out? It was
It's
basically
a spin-off.
the 7 Deadly Sins where all 7 of them are lust.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
I
Nanatsu no
watch
Taizai
that,
with the
man.
villains.
Fuck, I gotta watch that. I wanna watch that.
That sounds like fun though. That's
No. But here's the thing. This one is
No.
different though. This one is completely different. It actually has a male character. It's an actual harem anime.
So,
is it? Okay, yeah.
Yes, it is an actual harem now.
can you link
One-
me that Ecchi Nanatsu no Taizai on Discord? Uncensored?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can. What the
Yeah,
the
uncensored.
series? Yeah?
Thank you, sir.
Uncensored.
Uncensored.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah, I can get that. I get that.
Good man.
Right
Good man.
now. Right now.
No,
Right
so
now.
for the first episode, it's pretty fucking funny. I'm not gonna lie. I actually did enjoy it.
We're about ready to wrap it up, guys. Thank you, everyone in the chat, everyone here for coming along. Before we go, everyone can tell us what you do, who you are. Starting with MathWiz, since he is new. Who are you and what do you do on your channel, my friend?
Well, I am MathWiz. That's my name. I make anime videos. Yeah.
So that's the most generic description of like all of us here.
Well, no.
My
For him,
name
it's
is this.
actually it's original
I
because
make
he
anime
has
videos.
another. He has a
And
second
so-
channel for wrestling.
Oh yes, I do that too. So
Oh,
if-
for wrestling.
Ooh, for
Okay.
wrestling, I
That.
don't know.
Greco-Roman wrestling?
like no, like WWE,
WWE.
Oh,
the
WWE.
professional wrestling stuff.
Wrestling.
Okay.
All right, I get you. I hear you. I hear you. Cool stuff. Thank you, Wiz, for
Cool
being
beans.
here today. Anime Recon.
All right, what's up, boys? It's your boy Recon, and I do them anime top 10 lists of all certain genres. And yeah, I do recommend you the best anime you need to watch, but everyone says I have the shittiest tastes. So yeah,
Ironic. Thank you, Recon.
Awesome.
Soul Maka, by the way, I don't have your channel linked in the description because I wasn't sure if you're here, but just
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
YouTube search Soul Maka and you'll see it. But go ahead, bro.
At the moment, I'm mainly making AMVs at the moment. I have my beginner's guide to manga that is like half done, as well as my freezing anime to manga comparison that is also half done. It's basically just needing like me to have the time to record my voice, you know. But yeah, those will be on the way. If not, then AMV is definitely getting on the way, because at the moment I'm doing one for Basilisk, the original season, not this new one. So yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that's me.
Yep, thank you, Sol. And yes, Sol Maka is his name, is also the name of his channel, so do check him out. Nux. We still have you, right?
Yeah, we still have me. Hello, Nux Taku. That's my channel. Link in the description. Next Rant Cafe will probably be there, I believe. And I do, well, I'm working on honest descriptions as a main project these days. But I do all sorts of anime content, recently geared more towards shonen, it seems.
Shonen trash.
Shonen Todd.
Hilarious. Definitely check that out. Also, people are asking in the chat. I see Shura asking, and people, what we're gonna do for 100K subscribers, 100,000 subscribers here at AnimeUproar. I'm not sure yet. We're gonna do something. We're gonna have some Discord parties, Twitch parties, and like special videos. But I'm not 100% sure yet, so I can't give you on that. I also gotta coordinate with Gozen, who's at school, so he doesn't have as much time. But stuff is happening for sure. We're not there yet, but you know we're going up there. So that's
Are you excited,
awesome.
Animac?
Thank
that
you all for
silver
that.
play button.
What?
Are you excited for that silver play button that's gonna come and stick under your wall?
Well, no, I'm not excited that much for that as much as for just like having subscribers. Like, you know, the actual silver play button isn't. It's a nice gesture, but that's.
Let's be honest. He's doing
a
check mark.
I'll take.
Yeah, he wants to get verified.
I'm gonna cosplay as Ivanko for the 100K.
All right. Yeah, thank you, everybody, as always. Rant Cafe is Thursdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes on this channel, sometimes on Nux's channel. Later on in April, I'm going to be out of the country for a few weeks. So if Nux wants to host it while I'm away, he can do that. I won't be able to be on because I won't have internet or good internet. But we'll talk about that later on. And if you enjoy Rant Cafe, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to let me know later in the comments, you know, what kind of topics you want to see later in the future. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
I love you all.
Bang.